Hey guys, it's Inferno FES here, and I know, it has been a long while since my last video. Sorry about that, guys. I had some computer troubles. Excuse me, I can't speak today. Computer troubles, and frankly, I was just freaking lazy. But today, what we're gonna do is that I'm just gonna give my first impressions of Battlefield Hardline. For those of you that don't know, Battlefield Hardline, I think the beta ended like June 28th, and it's like a July like 10th. So it is the beta ended a while ago. A substantial amount of time has passed since then, but the I just wanted to go over my first impressions kind of. I got it the first day it came out. And I downloaded it then, and then I didn't play until the second day, but I pretty much played every day until the beta ended. I was part of the closed beta as well, so I put in a substantial amount of time into this game. I think it was like 8 to 10 hours or something like that I put in, which it doesn't sound like much, but for a beta that's quite a lot of time, considering like they only give you certain stuff, and you know I don't usually play a whole lot of betas because they give you like two guns and it gets boring after a while, and everyone's just messing around and all that. But Battlefield Hardline is an interesting game in the fact that it's sort of like a cops and robbers themed. It's interesting. It's less serious than all the other Battlefields, like in Battlefield 4 and 3, where they discourage. They don't exactly discourage, but it's meant for more serious players. It's meant for people that want to go on like 20 kill streaks, who want to go super try hard, and they give you the weapons and all that to do so. But here in Hardline, it's more like a kind of like a mess around game. It's interesting. It's kind of like a blend of fast-paced action, at least from what I can tell from the beta, of fast-paced action. It's a lot of infantry focus, but they do have a lot of transport vehicles. The transport vehicles are fun in the fact that you can like lean out of windows. You can shoot transport vehicles, and you can actually disable vehicles and destroy them by shooting them. I've done that with like LMGs to helicopters, and it's freaking awesome to just unload an entire 150 round magazine into a helicopter and just see it blow up and all that. Um, but for a beta, it had like I at least found this, the shotguns, especially the Magnum, what I'm using right here. Like every time I would fire, it would lag. So that was the only technical problem I could find with the game, which is like pretty good for a beta. I don't know about you guys, but I had some troubles with the Battlefield 4 beta. I had a couple crashes, and it's a lot of lag moments, but we all know how Battlefield 4 turned out, so that was alright. But it's an interesting gameplay experience. Like I said, it's built for less serious players. It's built for casuals, I can tell, but it's not like you still can't go try hard. You can. They give you everything you need to do. Like the recon class has gotten more than substantial improvements. From what I can tell, they got laser mines, which are very effective, especially since people aren't actively looking out for those. So you just I forgot which game mode it was, but not this game mode. The one with the volts on you can put it on the neutral volt, and literally they'll just walk right on the mine and it kills them. As far from a balancing standpoint, there wasn't really any overpowered guns. The AK was a very good gun. It did like I think it did like 34 damage, but it had a substantial amount of recoil, which is good balancing, all that. There was no OP guns, and also there wasn't really any underpowered guns, I would say. I didn't really use the G36, so I can't really speak for that. Mostly I used the M16 because I liked it, because it had very, like the one that just killed me right there. It's very easy. It's easy to use, kind of low recoil, high fire rate, all that. But yeah, the only technical problem I had was the shotguns. Where like every time you would fire, they would just stutter. My rig is pretty good. I got an NVIDIA 680 and an Intel i7 processor, so uh it shouldn't do that, but I don't know why it did that. Um, it was really weird, but I got used to it, and it only happened on the Magnum shotgun. Like it never worked with the double barrel shotgun. I think it's called the Solid Off or something. I don't know. But it never did it with that, so it's kind of weird. Um, Another complaint that I personally have is like the UI, the user interface when you like spawn in and try to change your guns and stuff. It took me a bit to figure where everything was, like especially to change optics. Like on the, I think it was the MG36. It was where it gave you a ACOG sight, and I hated that. And it took me like 5 minutes to find out that you have to click back to close range to get to iron sights. So that took me a bit. And also, like, this is more like a community problem, not really a game problem, but I got ran over a lot. Like there's only transport vehicles in this game. There's no really tanks, although there's like armored SUVs with like freaking chain guns, which doesn't even make sense, but whatever. So that's the closest thing they have to a tank. And then they also have like uh they have like these little sunderers. If you, for those of you that played PlanetSide 2, you know what I'm talking about. Sunderers is basically like a little um like an Amtrak basically, where you can spawn on it. And that was definitely interesting in these tight infantry maps to have a sunderer, or excuse me, I've been playing too much PlanetSide 2. To have an Amtrak like right in the middle of the battlefield, and they just spawn on it in waves. So that was always pretty fun to go against. And as far as map design goes, I can't really speak for that because there's only one map. But the map we did play was the best. Like it not the best, excuse me, because there's nothing to compare it to. But right here is another one of my complaints. It's called Survivalist, and for those of you that don't know, it basically is like a self-revive thing, where you can just stab yourself with a syringe, and you basically instantly revived, and you can only use it once per life. But I mean that is OP, because you can just like wait for a group of guys to pass you, then spawn in and just get them from behind, and it's pretty stupid if you ask me. And I think that needs to be taken out like immediately, because I use that like a ton. And here's what I'm talking about right there. Was the vehicle that you can spawn on, and it was kind of annoying at times to just have like unlimited enemies at all times. You know, I understand why it's in the game. I'm not saying it shouldn't be in there. I was like, why is it in the beta of all places? So as you can see, the emblems are back. And I always like those. You can customize your own emblem. The game modes, as far as I can tell, they are very good game modes. I just like the one with the. I didn't like this one so much. I think this one's called. I want to say, Heist. Although don't quote me on that. I think it's Heist. Yeah, it is Heist. Okay. And the my favorite one was Blood Money, which is essentially like it's basically, how do you explain it? It's like you have your team has a vault, the enemy team has a vault, and you have a neutral vault, and the key is you're supposed to get money. I'm sure you guys have seen this if you've seen other Hardline videos, and you have to transport the money from your vault, and then you get to steal money from their vault. So it's very interesting. And right here is the trip mines right there. The enemy can just run, like they always run right in it. Right now I'm using the DMRs, and it's safe to say that the DMRs are much more improved. And there's also this, if you saw that pop on my screen right there, it was Q for rep increase, and that's basically like an upgrade. You know how in Battlefield 4, where they have squad, I want to say like squad upgrades is what they call them, where it's like you can, if you get a certain amount of like squad points or something, you can get upgrades for like extra ammo and extra RPGs and stuff. That's basically it. It's class based. Right now I alt tab, but it's class based, so you like it's not, universal. So like the recon will have different upgrades than the assault, which is good. Um, so that's pretty good, and I always enjoyed that they did that. So it's more emphasis on the individual and not as much as the squad, because I didn't really like that in Battlefield 4, where like if your squad got wiped out, you lost your progress. I thought that was pretty stupid. Um, but yeah, I think it's a very excellent game. I will wait and see if how it works when it comes out, because Battlefield 4, I really enjoyed the beta, but then when the game came out, I was kind of iffy on it, and I still am to this day. So I'm just gonna wait. I recommend you guys wait till it comes out. See what technical state it is. I can assure you the gameplay is just fine. It's very enjoyable and all that. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you the next one.